Hey folks, welcome back to the Leeds Gamer. It's match preview time, and this time we have got a little bit of a tricky away match at Selhurst Park against Crystal Palace. As things stand at the moment in the league, Leeds are currently 15th place, having played 29 games, won 7, drawn 10, lost 12, scored 37, conceded 48 with a minus 11 goal difference, 31 points on the board, and the form for the last 5 is win, draw, draw, loss, loss. When it comes to Crystal Palace, they find themselves 2 places above Leeds, but with quite a few more points than ourselves. Currently, Crystal Palace, having played 29 games as well, have won 10, drawn 8, lost 11, scored 33 goals, conceded 35 goals, minus 2 goal difference, 38 points. There is every chance that they are probably safe from relegation now with that target. But with them also being involved in Europe, their focus hopefully might be more on Europe than it is on the Premier League. However, we know that they're not just going to roll over for us. Their form has been pretty good, and it's quite symmetrical. It's win, loss, win, loss, win over the last 5. So this will prove to be a tricky match. So going on to the lineups, I was a little bit unsure with a couple of the positions for the Crystal Palace players, but chances are they will start with Dean Henderson in goal. Wasn't sure about right back. I think Munoz is still unavailable. And I think Klein might have played in the reverse fixture earlier in the season. So I've just gone with Klein. Mitchell at left back, he's quite good. I'd have him at Leeds as Gabby's backup. No one's getting ahead of Gabby Goodmanson this season. Hell no. And then a centre-back pairing of Maxence Lacroix or Lacroix. I prefer Lacroix, so let's go Maxence Lacroix. Obviously, I know it's not pronounced that way. The American Chris Richards is a far easier pronunciation. And then midfield of Adam Wharton, Will Hughes, Jeremy Pino, and then kind of a front 3 of Ismail Assar, Daichi Kamada, and Jorgen Strand Larsen. Munoz is out, Nketiah's out, and Dakuri. They're out. So not many unavailable players for Crystal Palace, but it does leave them a little bit light at right back, or right wing back, or right full back, whatever kind of position they want to call it. But other than that, they've got a reasonable depth elsewhere. Certainly very dangerous going forward with some of the attacking players that they've got. So we're gonna have to be on his mettle. Strand Larsen made a reasonable start to his career at Crystal Palace after being bought from Wolves for massively overpriced. I think it was about £40 million that was spent on him. And they do have Mateta back, but he's only probably going to be good enough for the bench. Then again, we kept Mateta quiet in the reverse fixture. So, from a Leeds perspective, Meslier and Kearns will obviously miss out as per usual, as will Sam Byram, as per usual. Buonanotte, I don't think he's still going to be anywhere near fit enough. Not injured, just physically not fit. And then Noah Okafor. Right, so this is a strange thing. He was deemed to be back from injury due to his social media post, said he was back in training. And then Daniel Farke did his press conference and deemed that Noah Okafor has now got a problem with his hip. So I think that Okafor is going to miss out completely, which is a real shame. because he does offer us something. Like, I would say off the bench, ideally, at the moment. But ultimately, I think that, we do need him. He gives us something that a little bit different. And I've been thinking about this. We haven't played properly two natural strikers up front since Okafor became unavailable. And there's been times when Okafor has played as a striker instead of a winger. So I just wonder if it's been going through Daniel Farke's mind that we're not going to play two up front because we simply haven't got enough depth. In the sense of that if we lose either DCL or Mecha and we haven't got Okafor to kind of step in, then that only leaves us with Pirro, who's not got the physical stature that the other strikers possess. So I just wonder if that's been part of Daniel Farke's thought process as to why he's been playing this god-awful formation since. But I could be totally wrong on that. But it's just a theory, something worth thinking about. So as far as the bench is concerned, I think that Lucas Perry will drop back to the bench. Played fine against Norwich, didn't do anything wrong in that match whatsoever, not that I can remember now. But Darlow's been decent in the league recently. So I think that Daniel Farke will stick with Carl Darlow in goal, and therefore Lucas Perry will stay on the bench. Seb Bourne out. From what I can gather, I think he's okay. He'll be on the bench again. Now, this is the questionable one in defence regarding James Justin or Jacobiol. Jacobiol played very well against Norwich, but ever since Biol did that silly push that was so blatant and gave away the penalty, since then he's been out of favour with Farke. James Justin's come in, Justin's done quite well, and that's been that. However, in Farke's press conference today, in my opinion, he hinted that Biol is not quite up to the fitness level that's required of being completely match fit. Now, he's had little niggling injuries throughout the season as Biol, but had a very long spell where he was completely and utterly in favour and almost undroppable. But he's been out of favour since that push, that stupid push that he did that conceded a penalty. But it's clear to see what Biol brings to the table. He's a big physical unit, and he puts opposition number 9s in his proverbial pocket. That's what he does. And he then allows Roden and Strout to be able to move with the ball and come out of defence, whilst he then just sits in that defensive area. And then when going up the other end of the pitch, it's a far better physical presence having Biol, Strout and Rodon in that box than it is taking Biol out and putting Justin in there. No disrespect to Justin whatsoever, he's just smaller. Justin's more of a natural fullback than he is a centre back. That's just a fact. So, me personally, I'd have Biol in the starting 11. Nothing against James Justin, but I think that Justin's just one of those really versatile defenders that's really good to have on the bench. You're going to get a reliable 6 or 7 out of 10 every single match from Justin. He very rarely makes mistakes. But Biol's just, Farke's even talked about his captain credentials in recent weeks. Well, if he's that good, then start him. That's my argument. The rest of the bench basically will consist of Tanaka and Longstaff for midfield. It'll also have Nonto and James for wing options. Joel Perreault will be on the bench. Now, Farke in his press conference suggested that DCL is a minor doubt, but Noah is a major doubt. So that's why I've put Noah missing out, and I've put Dom on the bench. Now, there's a possibility that both DCL and Noah miss out. There's a possibility that both of them might be on the bench. There's a possibility that Noah might be on the bench and DCL might even start. I genuinely don't know. This could be mind games that he's playing with Glasner, for all I know. But that's what I've gone for anyway. So DCL completing the bench there. So that means a first 11 for Leeds of Carl Darlow in goal, fullbacks or wingbacks, Jayden Bogle and Gabriel Goodmanson. Centre backs of James Justin, Joe Rodon and Pascal Strauch. I think that Gruev, Ampadu and Stack will create a midfield with Aronson kind of alongside Metcher. But it'll be Metcher up front with Aronson just behind him. And Stack's probably going to get given the licence to go forward that little bit when we are on the attack. I don't like it. You know, it's basically a three. It's almost more like a 3-4-3 really, and I don't like it. It's square pegs in round holes, or vice versa. You know, I don't like it. It's not good. It doesn't suit the squad to their strength. That 5-3-2/3-5-2 was excellent for us, in my opinion, and that's what we need to get back to. But I don't think that's what Farke will go with. And until we get a full complement of our strikers back, I don't think we see two up front for the rest of the season. But I just wonder if Okafor's unavailability has been the reason that Farke has decided not to take the risk. But against Sunderland, I think we needed to take that risk. That was a winnable game. Farke got that wrong for me. In my opinion, he got it wrong. He should have gone with 5-3-2, take the risk, let's go for those valuable 3 points. Because there's more, you know, with us losing that match, you know, we didn't even draw. If we'd have drawn that match, it's another point towards safety, but with us losing it, there is a bit of pressure on us to actually beat Crystal Palace here. And that concerns me a little bit, because Palace have picked up on form. 3 wins and 2 losses in the last 5. You know, Crystal Palace are only 2 points off the 40 mark, which probably guarantees safety. Newcastle are 12th on 39. Brighton are 14th with 37. And then there's that big drop off to Leeds. Only 1 position below, but 6 points adrift on 31. If we can beat Crystal Palace, that puts us on 34. And then I think we only need 6 points then to survive. I think that as every team ticks off the 40-point mark, I think they confirm safety for themselves. There's 9 games to go. I think Leeds need to win 3 of them. We've still got Burnley and Wolves to come at home. And I think those are must-wins. Those 2 are must-wins because there's less pressure then to get that final win or to get 3 draws. And I think we're more than capable of getting that. Either beating those 2 and then getting 3 draws or nicking that 3rd win from somewhere. Maybe we can get the better of Palace. We walloped them 4-1. Walloped them. Fully deserved that win. But that win was at Ellen Road. At Selhurst Park would be a different scenario. But I'm going to leave it there, folks. Big thank you for watching. Do please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Do please hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any future content. I'm going to try and get some more live streams going in the near future. I've just been going through a very hard time recently. I've just had to do an online assessment, which, if I've passed the assessment, should create a job offer for me. And I've been out of work for 2 years now, and it's been one of the worst 2-year periods I've ever had in my entire life, and I'm 41-year-old. So it's been really testing. So I apologise for the lack of live content. Obviously, I'll keep churning out the football recorder videos and everything, but it really has been such a difficult time. So I you know, when I say that I appreciate the support, I really mean it. I wish that we could get more people involved. You know, more people watching, more people liking, more people commenting. You know, so you know, if any of you out there know that this is the kind of content that people would like to watch, tell them. Please put them my way. Please ask them to give me a subscribe. You know, it only takes a second at a time. But it does it does me the world of good. It does my channel the world of good, and I really do appreciate it. So have a good one, folks. All the best. Take care. See you next time. Bye for now.